yeah, so now we're gonna react to typecraft, and he's promoting some terminal multiplexer that I really want to try, because I have my issues a little bit with Tmux, and I want to just check it out to see what his opinion is on this one, and you know, allow him to show me a little bit of a preview of on how is it gonna work. Okay, so yeah, let's see what typecraft have to say about this.
A tool that all the cool kids are kind of using these days. It's called Zellij.
Zellij.
It is a terminal multiplexer that is set to rival Tmux. It has awesome key bindings out of the box for creating a new pane, creating another new pane, moving amongst these panes, talking about sessions, managing your sessions, searching through stuff on your panes.
So all of that you can do with Tmux, but it's kind of painful. Like the chord system on how does the key bindings work on Tmux, it's kind of painful. But if Zellij has a solution for this, I'll be interested. But all of that's basic stuff.
It's amazing, but how does it stack up with Tmux? We'll go over it. This episode's about Zellij, or Zellij?
Zellij. Yeah.
Hold on a second. How to pronounce Zellij? Zellij. This episode's about Zellij.
Zellij. That's funny. That was very funny.
Now, before we get into Zellij and how it stacks up against Tmux, I want to go over really quickly what Zellij is. You see, Zellij, much like Tmux, is a terminal multiplexer. But what is a terminal multiplexer and why is it?
What's happening?
Well,
I thought he had a tattoo. What the fuck? He totally did me.
Any user in a Unix-like environment. So let's create a user here really quick. Just a little stick figure. This person has very little legs. Any user in a Unix environment, when they open up a terminal, they essentially have what's called a sudo login to that terminal. And in a Unix environment, you only have one sudo login per terminal window. So we can call this sudo login. Now with a terminal multiplexer like Zellij or Tmux, you can do some more interesting things.
Yep.
So much like a regular terminal, you have a single terminal sudo login session, but if you're using a terminal multiplexer, from that terminal you can spawn multiple sudo logins from one controlling terminal window. This gives you some amazing stuff, like the ability to run long-running processes and then switch back to another window, the ability to run like servers and then look in the same pane in the same window at your code. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do here. And so this
I would show you, but I have like a very sensitive code of my work that I'm doing, and I don't want to show that. I can't show you that, but I'm sure he's gonna show it. So let's see.
This is what's called a terminal multiplexer, or for short, Tmux. And that is where the name Tmux comes from. This is also what Zellij does, except it claims to be a little bit more modern and user-friendly than Tmux. So let's get into Zellij. Now, downloading Zellij is really easy. It's available in Homebrew for Mac OS. It's available in multiple distributions for Linux. It's also available in Arch, and I use Arch, by the way. So for me, I would install this using my favorite package manager.
I love that meme.
Which is Yay, and I would install Zellij, and that's how it works. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, if we launch Zellij, we can see that we're presented with what looks like a pretty noisy screen, but there's actually some really helpful information here. You see at the bottom, we have this sort of row of key bindings. And if I hit one of these key bindings, let's say Control plus P for pane, it puts me into a new mode. You see that at the very bottom, the key bindings have changed. So now if I hit N, which should give me a new pane, that's exactly what it does. Control P to go into pane mode, hit N to get into pane. It's awesome. This is a great way to have some awesome key binding discovery for your first time using Zellij. And what's really...
So this is very cool because on Tmux, the alternative is that you actually have to, you have a prefix. So everything that you have to do has to, you know, do the prefix first and then move around, which is kind of annoying. You end up doing a lot of things, like you end up doing a lot of unnecessary keystrokes, right? I like this way better. It's like NeoVim modes where you actually just set up, like get into the mode with a keystroke, and then you can actually keep on moving inside that mode, and you like kind of like finish up what you were doing and then just go back. I kind of like this. It's pretty smart.
Really great is Zellij comes with a tmux mode baked in. So Control B will get you into tmux mode, which is great because that's the default key binding for tmux. So if I do Control B %, that'll give me a vertical split. And if I do Control B double quote, that'll give me a horizontal split. Excellent. And if I hold down Alt, I can go left and right to switch between my panes. Control B C will create a new pane and a new window, which is exactly what it would do in tmux. This is really, really nice. And it's a very easy way to sort of dip your toes into Zellij. The discovery of all the key bindings is really straightforward, very simple, and I like it a lot. Now let's talk about Zellij.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they show it on the button. And yeah, you can actually discover everything. That's pretty cool.
And configuration. You see, on the documentation site for Zellij, configuration is listed right off the bat, and it's very easy to get started. There's a simple command that will dump a pre-baked configuration that has all the configuration values into a configuration file. And if you run that command, you're left with a configuration that looks like this. And you can see it's really easy where you want to change some values to get the right actions and the right feel that you want out of Zellij. This is really nice as well. The configuration setup is, I would say, straightforward. The second thing that I really love about—
What is KDL? Why don't you use Lua? I don't know. Maybe they have a reason.
Zellij is built-in layouts. Layouts are something that I think are amazing. For me, when I start up a new project, I want to be able to have a pane and then another pane on the side that has my server running, maybe another pane up top just to run NerdFetch to show everyone I run Arch Linux, by the way. Either way, I love layouts. And I love that Zellij has these as a first-class citizen. They're built in. You can create a layout. The layout files are pretty self-explanatory as well, and there's a lot of great documentation for layouts on the Zellij website. So check that out if you're interested. Now, to open up Zellij with a predefined layout, all you have to do is pass the layout option to the Zellij command, and the layout option takes an argument, which is the path of the layout file. So mine is in config zellij layout.kdl. And as you can see,
you can actually do this on tmux as well, but you actually have to go through a whole process where you have to install like a plugin manager and actually install the plugins into it. It's kind of annoying and it's not that straightforward. So if they make it simpler, that's a very good indication. Also, you are encouraged to do multiple, adjustments. If it's easier, you're gonna do multiple adjustments. I don't remember when was the last time that I did adjustments to my tmux file because it's just kind of annoying to deal with.
See, this opens up a new Zellij instance with the layout that I laid out in my configuration file. Very straightforward, very easy to use. This is very promising. One more thing that I absolutely love about Zellij is session resurrection and session management. You can see the documentation, it lays it all out here for you. But essentially, if you run Zellij and pass the list sessions argument, you will have a list of all the sessions that you recently created, even the ones that you exited. It's great that this comes built in. With tmux, you need to use a plugin or maybe even a couple of plugins to get this kind of functionality. It's pretty great. Also, you can manage your sessions from within Zellij,
which I got to install and figure that one out a couple months ago, and then I changed my computer and I didn't set it up. It was so much work or mental workload for me to actually install the resurrection plugin that I'm just using the plain tmux and actually like doing the setup that I want every time that I turn off the computer and turn on the computer.
By looking at the bottom line here and typing Control O for session. Now, if you hit W, you can go into Session Manager, and here are all the sessions that are currently running. Then you hit Tab, and it'll go over to your exited sessions. So you can resurrect any of these sessions whenever you want, just like that. Pretty great. Now, Zellij is truly amazing. It has really great features. The mode system for hitting Control and a button to go into a new mode is really interesting, and I can see how it allows for a lot of powerful built-in features. But for me, I'm not sure if I'm ready to switch over to Zellij. And that's mostly because I have an amazing setup with tmux right now. Here's how it works. If I open tmux, I can run a program like NeoVim. I can then create a new pane, and with my tmux key bindings and with a couple of plugins, one for NeoVim, one for tmux, I can easily navigate in between all of my panes with just one keystroke. I'll make one more pane just to let you know how it looks. By holding Control, I can hit K, H, and then L to go right, and J
That's good, but that's something that comes from NeoVim, right?
to go down. These are the same key bindings for Vim. If I have a Vim pane, I would go J and K to go down and up, and then I can go L to go right into tmux. tmux has seamlessly blended in with NeoVim in terms of its panes and windows. And for me, this is the most powerful feature that I can use in tmux. It's so ingrained in my muscle memory. It's perfect for me. I use it in my workflow every single day. The problem with Zellij is that you can't really do that because
So they are... Do Zellij has like V motions? If they don't, that's pretty bad.
Zellij has a system where hitting Control goes into another mode.
The modes.
It makes it really difficult to have seamless keybinds that go left to right. Now, of course, you can hold Alt and go left and right, but that's not really the same thing. I like to have my NeoVim and my tmux perfectly configured together in harmony. If you know how to do this in Zellij, please let me know because I'd be very interested. But for now, I think I'm going to use tmux. Now, if you like this tmux setup that you saw here, please subscribe because I got a whole entire course on tmux. And hey, thanks, nerds.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Don't forget to go like and subscribe to Typecraft. He's fucking amazing. And I'm gonna tell you, I probably will do the change to Zellij because I prefer the mode system. I prefer to say, okay, I'm gonna do some layout things, get into the mode, and then do the things that I'm gonna do. Probably it's gonna be more than one task in the moment and then go back. That's pretty powerful in my opinion. Better than what he's saying. Of course, it works for him, but better than just going back and forth with one keystroke, which is configurable in tmux as well. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all the things. See you.